There's a beautiful story that is told in New York City, which is, to tell you the truth, New York City is nothing like those pub streets we walk down. I mean, it's busy, but not like the crowds. But New York still is very, very busy, and we have a home there, and also in LA, because we have a yoga center there. So I spent a lot of time in New York, and is able to change with that rhythm. Somebody told this story that a Native American, you might call them Indians, from America, Native American, meaning they originated, they were the first people before the white man came to the United States. They were walking down with a friend, a Caucasian friend, in New York City. And they're just walking down in the bustle of like Broadway in Manhattan. And the Native American said, "Stop. Do you hear that grasshopper or that cricket?" And the man from New York said, "Are you crazy? I don't hear a cricket. How can you hear a cricket? It's so noisy. Everything's so noisy here. Traffic, horns honking, people talking, passing by." "No, there's a cricket." Because, crickets make that little sound. And sure enough, he says, "Come with me." He walked over to this flower bed. And in the flower bed, he says, "Look, there's a cricket." And he said, "How did you hear it?" And he says, "It's what you are listening for." He says, "Watch this." He had a bunch of coins in his pocket. He took the coins out of his pocket and he threw it on the cement, on the sidewalk, and everybody stopped. And they went like this, like, "Did I lose my money?" They all stopped. He said, "It's what you listen to." So, because he had a quiet mind, he could hear the cricket that nobody else could hear. But because most people live outside of themselves, always consumed by outside energy, that they heard the money on the street. I want to say the word beg you, but I shan't use that word. But I encourage you so strongly that if you have any lack of peace in your life, abundance in your life, love in your life, relationship in your life, health issues in your life, that the utmost first thing is to learn to meditate. It's such the answer, and yet most of the world's forgot it because it just seems too easy. It doesn't cost any money. I can just sit, all I need is my bum to sit down and do it. No, this could be right. I have to go here, there, therapy, massage, naturopathic, osteopathic, chiropractor, and on and on. Not that we don't want to use all of those great gifts and healers, but at the end of the day, if one doesn't learn to sit by themselves and find that quietness inside. So then you say, "Oh, I want to meditate." Meditation is where it's at. I know where it's at. You read a book, you get told by so many people, just meditate. But how does one meditate? Your type of meditation is the hardest meditation there is. And I applaud you so much for doing it 3 years. I spent 2 years doing it. And it's so challenging because you have no focus, no mantra, no breath. And you're just asked to just do it. Kundalini Yoga was so beautiful. When Yogi Bhajan came in 1969, he gave us ways to do it in 3 minutes that could clear your mind. Through mudra, through mantra, through asana. And he never taught anything twice. It was funny, I was so blessed to eat lunch in New York the last day before I left for Berlin with Yogi Bhajan's grandson, who is 24 years old now, Angad. And it was so wonderful sitting and talking to him because the master died 5 years ago, left his body. And Angad used to sit by his side and while he was doing the teachings. And he said, my grandma, which is Yogi Bhajan's wife, Bibiji, said that all the years that she knew him, which was 50 years, she never saw him read a book. which is pretty amazing because we all, and myself included, are sourcing out more information, more truth from somebody else. But because he had that ability to sit in the middle of himself through an enlightened state that he reached when he was 36, he could just speak from a source that was way beyond any book or anything from this earth. But we all have that ability. You probably will never see His Holiness the Dalai Lama read a book except for the scriptures and many other that we call saintly or enlightened, because they don't need to read anybody else's truth because they now have the truth and the answers are within themselves. But the answers cannot be gotten by your mind. Linear information can be gotten by your mind. Third dimensional can be gotten by your mind. 2 and 2 is 4, marketing ideas, this, that, this, that, this, that. Medical school, third level. But when you climb to that fourth dimension, where the real truth, not just the linear, 2 and 2 is 4, then you come to understand 2 and 2 is 5. And then you can really say, someone may say, you say something, you say, how do you know? And you just answer back, I know because I know. But you're not saying it from the mind or from the ego. You're saying it, I like to think I'm saying it from the 4th chakra. Or the 4th chakra connected to the 6th chakra, which is your wisdom here, your pituitary gland, and your heart chakra here. And you're able to, but you can't get it until you can hear the cricket in the middle of New York City. So I invite you tonight to work hard, but to work strong, but to work sensibly. In other words, don't let your ego get in the way. If your lower back has always been challenged, then just don't be grunting your way through, like I'll show you. You can't do yoga with a lot of anger. Those are the people that hurt themselves. So love your body. Do it. If you've never done Kundalini Yoga, you'll find it pretty challenging, but in a different way than Hatha. But just meet the challenge, have fun, and we'll sit in the end together. And we'll go in together, and we will be able to hear this cricket, God willing.